Is the free money over? Not if Pelosi and Schumer have anything to do with it. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, August the 9th. And right after the show, I'll be leaving on a jet plane. Las Vegas, here I come. In the meantime, of course, if you saw the action on Friday and how it all ended with, thankfully, President Trump not giving in to all that extra stimulus, not giving in to all that money. I mean, we've already printed enough. Do you believe that we are ever going to get out of the mess that has been created? Okay, that's the first issue you have to ask yourself. Is there ever going to be enough money to get rid of the debt that's created? So what are they going to do? Again, just remember, the person that's going to pay for it is the person you can look in the mirror every morning. So every time you clap and applaud for all this free money crap and all these ridiculous programs that are being run, okay, remember, you are at the end of the day paying for it. Okay, there is no maybe. You are paying for it because, again, we always get to fund the moronic debt that has been created, okay, by the ridiculous Federal Reserve that is so far off mandate that it's ridiculous. Okay, it's not even funny. But again, remember, I've been talking about this for a number of months now. Digital currency, it's a coming. If we continue to let these things continue to happen the way they are, you're going to see it, and you're not going to be happy. I'm letting you know now, okay? So all of you supporters of this free money crap and this lack of real leadership and allowing yourself to be convinced that the case that people like Pelosi and Schumer are making, that it's about the children and about other things, everything that what it's really about, okay, just remember, Nancy Pelosi, the district that she gets elected to every year is the worst, most homeless district in the country. Okay? So again, I ask you, are they really looking out after the people? Okay, that's the thing you have to ask yourself. Are they really looking out for the people themselves? Okay, so again, you can make your own decision. I'm not going to tell you what to think. I mean, you're going to think it anyways, and most of you will be offended. Okay, once again, and honestly, hey, that's life, right? Everybody should have their opinion, and fortunately, I have mine. And my opinion is that both sides are generally corrupt, and in this particular case, there is one that is really trying to make a difference, and that's the president. Okay, you can agree or disagree, and I know there'll be always cards and letters, but at the end of the day, I don't care. Again, that's what I think, that's how I feel, and I am entitled to that belief because I do live in America. Okay. So, but again, this free money train, this continue to try to stimulate, it's the dumbest thing ever. You cannot stimulate a closed economy. You cannot stimulate if we're not working. Okay. So again, let's keep the kids out of school. It's about the children. Why aren't the kids in school? The most valuable years of their lives, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why are they not in school? Okay. Again, because the teachers, well, again, that's of course goes back to the unions. Look, you can tie this all back however you want. The bottom line is the hydrochloroquine, the schools, the whole corrupt system right now is about politics and money. It has nothing to do with the virus itself. It's about politics now. We've already seen lawsuit after lawsuit against President Trump continuing to try to fight him, yet he continues to win. Okay, he continues to fight him back. And again, they've tried everything from impeachment. So what's next? What will be the next surprise they're going to try? We already know, of course, President Trump signed executive orders on Saturday, okay, allowing some of the benefits that can go forward. Payroll tax, no payroll tax for those who make under $100,000, and certain things that are all good things that allow people to work and then just pay less taxes, but at least get the money flowing back into the economy. Okay? Again, our problem is that we don't have anybody working, so there's really no velocity of money which is keeping small business in trouble, which is exactly what certain parties would like to see. Is all small businesses tried and everything be big business. As much as they complain and whine about big business, okay, that's what they want. That's look at the biggest companies. Okay, Google, Facebook. What side of the aisle did they sit on? I forgot. Okay, again, and I don't care. Look, at the end of the day, again, you get the freedom of choice. You have your rights to vote for who you choose to. But again, Amazon, the biggest companies in the world, are more left than right. So, and always have been. Does that give you a message at the actual benefit to the party versus the benefit to the actual person? Look, it's not for me to lecture. I'm just telling you what I see and what I think. And again, to me, as always, it comes down to the money. It comes down to nothing else but the money, and the money that may have a scam and steal. And again, that goes for both sides. I don't forgive either for the things that go on, but the bad deals, all that is part of it. In the meantime, okay, we start to see, okay, the markets continue to charge. Okay, you've got a jobs number that once again was much better than expected. Okay, now again, what does it mean? We'll see. At the end of the day, the jobs number is better. But again, we were down to so few jobs. I mean, when you go to the numbers that we had, you basically can only go higher. You can't go much lower. But again, if we can get the economy open, if we can get people back to work, then we're going to be in a hell of a lot better shape overall. Again, if you look at the just pure statistics, forget about what my opinion is, but even when it comes to this virus, you should be working unless you are high risk. And high risk is not, I don't feel like I'm going to work out when I get paid. High risk is those that have a medical condition, respiratory, obesity, elderly. I have no problem. They should be isolated and away. But for the most of the population, the herd immunity will take over anyways. Okay? And again, even down to the hydrochloroquine, okay, is a battle of politics. Okay, again, you can have 50 people on opposite sides of that all day long. Okay, some believe it works, some don't. Hey, I don't know. Okay, I have no idea if it works or it doesn't work, but I do know that some are taking it and they say it works. In fact, some councilman or somebody came out on Saturday from New York and said that it saved his life. Now, again, I'm not saying he's right or wrong. All I'm saying is that, quite simply, we don't know, but because of the political battle over the White House, we're not going to find out. Okay, and I assure you, tomorrow, there will be lawsuit galore at the executive orders that were signed on Saturday. But that's for another day, okay? Listen, now there are epidemiologists that say that masks don't work. So again, this is another question. Do they or don't they? I don't know. Okay, I'm just saying. I can only look at whatever. All right. I think that we've seen this building for many, many years, but political and corporate collaboration of destruction, and again, destroying the U.S. citizens and the economy to capture the money to really big business. Okay, think about it, and maybe you'll think in similar fashion. Maybe you won't, but when you think about it, okay, the whole mess of locking us down has destroyed who? Small business, okay, little guys, okay, not the big guys. The big guys have benefited from all this. So, look, end of the day, we know that markets will eventually find new levels. Right now, they want to go up, and right now, everybody's ignoring the facts in place. But again, remember, the economy and the markets don't have to go in the same direction, okay? But again, you've got the continued, things that happen in the economy that would not happen if we would have one that was up and running. You would not be eliminating all the small businesses, okay? Because again, at the end of the day, you have brought on a situation where they cannot exist. You have created, by all this free money that has been created, you have created this bubble in the equity markets, the Robinhood traders, the slices of stocks. What's next? Do they go after gold? And are the precious metals sending a message? Okay. So, and you know that I am not a believer in precious metals for your equity portfolio. We hedge our equity portfolio. However, the destruction of the currency is a reason to believe that the metals and the cryptocurrencies should gather some value, because again, I don't know, but you may indeed at some point need some type of currency other than the dollars, because the damage that the central banks and the Federal Reserve are doing globally is ugly, and it's only getting worse. They have way too much power over the currency markets, over the valuations, and again, continuing to reduce your value. We talk if there's no inflation. Think about the fact no inflation from the standpoint of the value of your dollar. Then there would be no inflation, but they keep deflating your dollar, so what's the difference? You're paying more for goods and services that you use all the time today than you were before. And it doesn't change. So again, your salary can continue to rise, but it does not keep up with, you can either say inflation or the devaluation of your currency. Either one's the same thing. At the end of the day, it's the same. Either they're devaluing or they're inflating. They're both. So either way, we can't win that battle. But of course, the report is designed to only report things that you buy every million years. You don't buy them regularly. You don't buy groceries every 15 years. You buy those every day. So that's the problem. Again, most of these reports are just so ridiculous the way they're created and then calculated. It doesn't matter. And that's the problem and the issue to the average American, is that they get a report that says, yeah, everything's great. Okay, no inflation. Well, okay, again, look at your bank balance. How's the inflation there? Are you able to live the same lifestyle you live? And the answer is no. Okay, because there is actually inflation, which is really caused by devalued currencies. And, so those are things that continue to appear day after day, month after month, and we just kind of slip it by. One day it's going to be a problem. Okay, and I think that day is sooner than you think. But that's when you approve it and allow it and look for it to happen at all times, and you let banks continue to print money and you let all these things happen, eventually it's got to come back to haunt you. I mean, as they say, there ain't nothing for nothing. This is Bubba's Bottom Line, Top of Boards. We're going to step out of a break. We'll be back with more after the break. Remember, family farms, great trip to Nebraska. They were fun to be with. And of course, we talked to some farmers and it did a lot of stuff. But again, Family Farms is a great organization. I'm really excited. We're partners and doing a lot of stuff together. So that's fun. And of course, don't forget our brokerage partners. I mean, for commodities, futures, CTG Group, Chicago, they do the best. Okay. Again, I've got other brokerages. I always have to give disclosures, but I have other brokerages. But again, for my letter of direction trading, for the place that I recommend, the only place that I allow to get my algorithm is CTG. But they have the best customer service. Okay, they take care of you. You call them, they pick up the phone. They understand the program. They do what needs to be done. And they've got some great new products. So again, they're a great organization. Are they the cheapest in the world? No, they're not. They're probably mid-range, let's say. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Okay? I'm more worried about service unless I'm being extremely active. Okay, that's the difference. And of course, for options and equities, Tradier, I mean, look, $10 a month. That's my first comment. And some of the people today, we did a webinar yesterday. I got some emails. Oh my God, I didn't realize how much commission I was paying. That was free at 65 cents a contract. So again, up to you. I'm not telling you have to switch. I'm saying that why wouldn't you do the same thing for free? To me, that makes logical sense. But again, hey, it's your money. Enjoy it. Whatever you want to do is up to you. In the meantime, if you want some information on $10 a month on Tradier, you can send me an email at bubba@bubbatrading.com. I can give you a special link and show you the $10 a month. And of course, our commodity report, Andy Hecht has been on fire with his calls on commodities, on futures, and his ETFs he's been using. He's nailed this market pretty much correctly, but he's a great writer. And again, he's giving you the perspective, not only from a fundamental basis, but from a technical basis. The report is called Technimental. It's about commodities on Bubba Trading. So go to bubbatrading.com. You can check it out. And we have, of course, our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with me, Todd Bubba Horowitz. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, August the 9th, off to Vegas after this show. And I got to tell you what, I mean, again, we keep saying it. The markets just want to go higher. Okay. Girls want to have fun and markets want to go higher, right? That's I think Cyndi Lauper, right? I mean, look, until that changes, why should we expect any different? Okay. Because again, at the bottom line is the markets will go in the easiest direction that they can coast. And right now, that still happens to be up. Now, how far can I go? I have no idea. Is this a bubble? Yeah, I think so. But it doesn't matter. Again, you can ride it until it changes. And that's the point about trend trading, about mechanical trading, about being in position to understand and eliminate your opinion, because your opinion will force you to do things that are incorrect at the time. And it's very hard to realize your full gains ever if you're becoming opinionated about either side of the market. It's easier to understand how to mechanically trend trade and let the markets run. So again, we are long across the board, so that has not changed. Now, the only thing I can say is the change is getting closer as the markets go faster up, but we will be long until it's over. So remember, don't fight it. There's no point. And it's not don't fight the Fed, don't fight the Fed. It's don't fight the trend. The metals are unbelievable. I mean, we've seen this before, but it happens so infrequently. But silver is almost acting like it did in 2011. If you remember, it was going up like in boxcars and leaps and valleys. I mean, it's up 60%. Okay, from April. Gold's up 11% from April. Platinum's now up. So we're long the board of metals, and they continue to rise. Now, there will be, at some point, there's going to be a pullback. Please don't misunderstand a trend for how markets function. There's going to be some profit taking, and I would expect to see potentially one more big surge, because you've got the Robinhood traders who have not got to that department yet. So you have not seen the chasing of the metals yet. Okay, but I'm sure by some time they will figure out how to get them in there as well, because they've already figured out slices of stocks. So eventually, I expect to see probably a higher price. I mean, right now, we targeted 2,200. We'll probably get there, I think, maybe this week. But again, we can have a pullback. And then I think if we can get through 22, I think that brings 25 into play. In silver, we thought 30. Well, we got there. So now what's next? Well, I think we can get to probably 33 or 34. Now, again, we can go much higher, but I can't look that far into the future. I can only see what the markets will allow me to see. And that's my next target. Okay. Again, if we hit the next target, we'll find a new target. So again, they're going higher. Oil, as much as I hate it, it just manages to either stay up or go higher. And it's kind of crept higher. And it's in the precipice of breaking out to the upside. Look, again, I don't know if I'm right or not. I mean, I don't like being long it, but doesn't mean that it's not going to go higher. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to be right if I decide to short it, which is why I'm not. I'm long oil as much as it pains me. The same in the bond markets and notes. I'm long bonds and notes because, again, I can see The trend is higher for those, which means interest rates are still going lower. And why should I fight it? Do I have to like making money? I like making money. If it's a matter of being on something I don't want to be in a product, trending one way or the other way that I like, yeah, I don't care. I don't think about it for 1 minute. I just let CTG execute my orders, and when they change, they reverse it. It's that simple. Because again, why should I try to be smarter than the market? I'm not. The markets are going to do what they're going to do, whatever I think. I may be right longer term, but in the short term, why should I get involved and put myself out of business trying to outguess the market? Copper has switched and is now negative. We talked about it all last week or last couple of weeks. The trading action has been relatively wild, and it was going to make a move. It looks like it's going to break to the downside, which again, to me, is also a warning sign in general. But again, that doesn't mean I'm going to get short markets either. So copper, we're going to reverse tonight, okay, or tomorrow morning. But again, we'll be reversing here today at some point, or today's trading action, which starts at 6 Eastern tonight, and we'll be short copper. We're still long natural gas, which is popping nicely in December. The dollar looks close to a potential turn, but again, it's still pretty weak. And I would still think that if it doesn't get through 93, it is going lower, and we're still short dollars. We talked about having a bounce. We had the bounce. So let's see what happens from here and from the bounce going forward. Now, again, I'm not afraid to reverse if it goes back through and says, okay, it's time to buy. But I do think you're probably going to see the 90-ish level before anything goes. Again, we'll see. We're not going to predict it, but one thing I will say to you, just off the topic for a second, is do not try to correlate the asset classes that are correlated to the dollar, because they're correlated maybe over a long period of time. But any given cycle, there's no correlation. You will lose money trying to figure out that correlation, because all the dollar-dominated commodities, most of them are much lower than they were when the dollar was $1 and at par, and now the dollar's at 90 cents. So again, think about that. You can see the proof is in the pudding, as I said. And the grain markets continue to be as rough and pathetic as they can be. But look, again, you've got a market that there's no supply. I mean, there's too much supply. There's no demand. There's no economy open. There's been no crops disruption in years. You've got the funds trying to bury them, because what the funds are trying to do, I believe they're trying to trigger a forced sale. But at these levels, I don't think they can do that. I think this is going to be, as they say, a fool's game. And I think you will see a pretty dramatic dead cat bounce rally and maybe a short squeeze and maybe a change in trend. I can't give you when. We're short. We're short across the board. We reverse wheat to corn, wheat, and soybeans. We're short them all. Okay, I can't wait to get long them, but we are short them all. But until that changes, why would I? But I do see that happening. Again, I'm letting you know that that's what I see, is that you push these things at some prices, they just can't go much lower. They can, but they won't. At some point, the low prices will cure the low price. So we will see some reason to buy, but right now, there's no reason to believe, but I do think that you'll see within 12 months, I think they'll be 50% higher than they are now, but for now, here's where they are, and we're short. So there you go. There you have it. Okay. The meats, look, nothing's really changed, right? Cattle, both fats and feeders, had an okay week. They remain up. They remain long. We remain in them. And of course, the hogs remain weak. Remember, short. Now again, once again on Friday, it had a couple bucks up. Not limit, but almost. Nice move, couple bucks. But you're going to get that in a market that is still headed lower. You'll get these 1 or 2 days of rally and then right back down. It's really what it is it turns out to be just another selling opportunity. So what you have to remember about markets in general is just how they function. Okay. And right now, the trend is a trend. The sooner you can recognize that and use the discipline and patience to trade properly, whether you're short-term trading or long-term trading, you'll be a hell of a lot happier. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horowitz. We'll be back after the break with my commentary and the Bubba's Bottom Line. We'll be right back. All right, kids. So again, we talk about Andy Heck the whole time in our commodity report. I'm telling you, look, it's $100 a month, $800 a year, but it's called Technical. It is the best report written on commodities from a fundamental and a technical standpoint. First of all, Andy's been a 40-year trader and traveled worldwide trading physical commodities. He's the number one writer for Seeking Alpha. Go to BUBBATrading.com and check it out. Again, you don't have to buy it. Just check it out and see what it's about. In the meantime, our brokerage partners, CTG Group, for equities, for futures and commodities, again, they do a great job. They are on top of it. They do all of our letter direction trading. They've got some new products coming out. They got great, again, I go back to my most important thing in brokerage is always customer service. Because if there's a problem, you got to be able to get a hold of somebody. So their customer service is always outstanding. They answer the phone. There's no voicemail crap. So again, CTG for futures and commodities and for equities and options. Again, Tradier is great. They get great customer service. They take care of you. They've got everything going for them. And again, you can use other platforms. But in the meantime, the base package, $10 a month. Nothing else. $10 a month. Think about it. What are you paying now? And why would you pay more? Great customer service, friendly company, answers the phone. All the reasons that we want to be involved with somebody when we're in the financial business, defending our money. Okay? So remember, and of course, our new relationship with Family Farms. Again, great partners. Spent some time with them over there in Nebraska, but here as well. But they're just really solid, and I really like what they're doing, which I'm happy to be partners with them. So we'll have more information on them as we go forward. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and, of course, my commentary. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Todd Bubba Horowitz. Of course, every week I give you a little thought and a cup of my commentary. And, look, again, I'm going to give you my opinion because that's what my commentary is. But I do believe, again, if you saw the action on Friday with Pelosi and Schumer about the money, about printing money, and again, I can't stand how they try to prey on the heartstrings of those about children. If they really cared about children, they would be back in school. They care about the money. Forget about the nonsense and the crap that they spew, because again, they care about the money because they're trying to do things like they've always done, which is just keep printing more money and forget about what's going on. This whole situation, these long-term Congress and senators from both parties, is ridiculous. They've done nothing but reduce the value of your wealth. But they will continue to play on your mind, and they're going to court tomorrow. Okay, I'm sure the 9th District again, because again, for almost 4 years now, what have they done? Impeached, sued, fought, and done nothing for you. But keep defending them, because that's what you should do. Okay, they're wonderful human beings that care only about you. But of course, they've done absolutely nothing for 4 years but take your money, take good insurance. They didn't miss any paychecks during the coronavirus. But again, keep saying how wonderful they are, because at the end of the day, that's where we lean anyways. That's the natural lean. Just look at the media. But at the end of the day, again, it's a simple math problem and a logic. You can hate President Trump all you want. At the end of the day, he's the straightest up of all of them in any of this. Okay, you can worry about his business practices. When it comes to the government, he's done a great job and tried to clean out all this crap, which is why a lot of the big companies and a lot of the countries want him out, because he stopped the free money train and the way things were to make it better for American people. But again, obviously, we are Americans. We get our choice. That's my choice. That's my opinion. Anyway, have a great weekend. As always, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to Vegas. And of course, you'll get Bubba's Bottom Line tomorrow. Probably a Zoom type of link, but it'll be on YouTube, but through not the highest quality that I get to do here, but you'll get one every day as usual. But I'll just be doing them from the road. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update.